division is a very, very divisive power. And the egoic self is primarily, in the end, interested in self-protection and advantage for itself. And some egos go about that very destructively, and some egos go about that in a less destructive way. So some egos are trying to sustain themselves through trying to sustain the world and have peace and happiness. And that's how the ego is hoping to sustain itself. And some egos are trying to sustain themselves through division, through war, violence, getting everything they can. And so we have these two polar opposite energies. And it seems like we're moving in the consciousness of humanity to this point of, to this sort of, here we're at the Omega Institute, this Omega point, this point where this cannot continue very long. I think we are actually at a point in time that's very unique, where in the past we've talked about things, humanity has talked about things that we said, well, we can't sustain this, and humanity can't sustain this, and it can't sustain this. And here we are, and it's very possible that in your and my lifespan, we will actually experience the fulfillment of literally not being able to sustain certain things. We will run out of energy, we will run out of environment. We have weapons of destruction that are so extreme that we can wipe ourselves out. It's very possible in the lifetime that we are living in that we could actually see a conclusion, that non-sustainability will actually happen, and we'll have to deal with that. And I think we've been evolving towards that for a very, very, very long time, and here we are. And so now we feel the pull of these opposites, these tensions, this division, very, very great. And so we see, as a result of that, the birth of extremity, extremes in all their forms. It's no wonder that there's fanaticism breaking out in all sorts of religions, fundamentalists in all points of views, whether it's religions or philosophical, or people are just dividing themselves, right? The people who want to save the world, the people who want to destroy each other, and they're all there. And it will be very interesting, I think, to see what happens, because there's often at the points of no return, at the point of the most dramatic tensions in life and extremes, is the very place where dramatic change and transformation can happen. I don't think it's anywhere guaranteed that change or transformation will happen. We don't know. But it's going to go one way or the other. And it's not going to be very long from right now before it goes one way or the other. Which actually, as silly as it may seem to me, it's a very exciting time to be alive. There's a lot of energy in what's happening here. We can see it as negative if we turn it into fear. But boy, there's a lot of energy that's available though. There's a lot of potential that's happening that really wasn't available, because we're running out of options other than to wake up. It's starting to become possibly a biological necessity of survival. And when it gets to that point, it really starts to get people's attention. We may destroy ourselves if we can't actually wake up to the fact, to the living experience, that we really are the same. It's not good enough just to have the philosophy that we're really the same, because that philosophy breaks down when push comes to shove. It has to be something that in each of us is actually real, that we actually feel it, and that we're actually connecting somewhere that's not in our ideas. Respecting the fact that we're all different, but also we're all the same.
start with consciousness. Consciousness is fundamental. This physical reality is a virtual reality. Self-referential. It's about you. Love is about somebody else. So you can generally tell which direction that arrow is pointing. If it's pointing away from you to other people, then it's not about you. And it's more likely to be productive. And you're thinking, well, I can project, anger towards other people. That's not the point. The anger is really about you. It's you that are angry. The other person is just your focus of that anger. The anger isn't generated by them as much as you would like to think that they make you angry. You have a choice whether to be angry or not. The anger is generated by you. So fear is always a self-focused problem. No matter how we involve other people in our fears, you have to be responsible for yourself and all the things you do. If you're angry, if you're upset, if you're feeling, unhappy with your life, it's you. It's not your life. It's not all those other people that are annoying you that are really the problem. The problem is inside. So that's where the growth has to start. And it first starts with an awareness and then a desire to do better. But the good news is that once you learn to drop that fear, your life gets so much better. It's amazing how when you drop your own fears, all the other people in your environment are so much nicer to you, and the world gets so much more pleasant. And it's not because they've changed, it's because you've changed. So if you want to live in a pleasant environment, with people interact in positive ways, then it's not that you have to fix them, it's you have to fix you. And that's the point of being here. Again, it's a trainer for us to learn those lessons.